Deep within the dark realms of Undercity, Hawk Gaming presents WoW Talk Live with your host, Renegade Hawk.
Hey guys, just a very laid back, relaxed stream today. We're not going to be getting into a lot. We are going to be discussing a few things about Battle for Azeroth and what I think about it so far. Now, if any of you have any questions, comments, anything at all you would like to add, be sure to go ahead and pop up and let me know. As far as myself, if you're watching this as a playback, also just be aware that this is not going to be my typical 2-hour live stream. It is just going to be a about an hour long, more or less. And like I said, we're going to do some world quests, just chit chat about things, and have a relaxed stream. Now, as far as myself, I don't know about you guys, but I am absolutely loving the Battle for Azeroth so far. Very, very relaxed, very easy going expansion. You know, you don't feel like you've got to hurry kind of thing, because quite honestly, you don't. You just go, you have a good time, and get some good gear. Now, so far, one of the problems that I have had is getting the gear to go as quick as I would like it to. For example, and I can show you here on my character, I am sitting at 301. I'm 120. Artifact, my Heart of Azeroth is 13. I started to say 113, but is level 13. And up until I got to around 280, everything was going quick, and I mean very, very quick, as far as getting gear. Even the world quest was dropping a lot more of the gear. But lately,
try not to get yourself
it's just not that easy. Let me see what we got today. Okay, so today we got Tenanji's Expedition and Zandalar Empire. So far I have none of either, so we need a total of 8 world quests taken care of. Now, I always do look for this type here, the Azurite wounds, or anything really that rewards the Azurite armor cachet. It's always just a good bet that you're going to get some gear that you need. Now, as you can see, there is the one cachet, a headpiece that's $295. Currently I have a 310. A finger, a ring. Now that would be an upgrade for me, so I will definitely knock that one out of the way. Go ahead and head on over to Vol'dun. And so far, I do see... Well, nope, that's not an upgrade for me at all. That one's not, at least. Let's keep looking. A 295 ring. Another possibility of an upgrade. So let's go ahead and look at Nazmir. Actually, I was already in Nesmere earlier, I guess. Okay, so now I will say, but the one thing that I do definitely love about Battle for Azeroth. Okay, I've looked and I'm seeing gear that is an upgrade, but not for the pieces that I'm particularly wanting. So I head on over to Colteris and let's see what they've got. Okay, that trinket definitely would be an upgrade for me in either slot. Okay, so that's one upgrade. Chest piece would be the same as what I've already got. Let's see. Okay, so far, Terra Grade is not going to be my friend today. It's not going to give me anything I need. Let's look over in Storm Song Valley. See if they have anything. Okay, shoulders. They're definitely giving those shoulders a run today. Everywhere you look, you're finding them. Another finger, another ring that is 300 plus on that one. So I'll get it as well. But that's going to give me a shot at least both of my rings being upgraded. So that's definitely a good thing. And let's see here. Okay, so far, let's get our game plan going. Okay. So far, let's head on over to Vol'dun and get this ring here knocked out. Knock it out of the way. And then we'll get started on Nesmere, which I believe Nesmere had a couple definitely that I want to get done. So let's head on over to Vol'dun first, and we're going to be going to close to Atoll Amon, which is right here. Now the only bad part is the Vulpera Hideaway is the closest that we have on the flight path, but that's no big deal. Not too far to run. Now guys, one thing I will say is be sure to keep an eye on your reputations. And once I get in flight, I'll show you what I mean. Okay, so I'm going to run up here, go ahead and get on the flight path to Vol'dun and Vulpera Hideout, or Hideaway, rather, and go ahead and get going. And then once I'm in flight, I'll show you what I mean. And how many of you have actually been doing these like where you turn in your ore or herb, or I'm sure there's some for leather and so on, because I've been taking a look at them, and so far it looks like if you do, you're going to lose more gold than it's worth, because you're turning in 40 monolite. On my server, monolite sells for anywhere between 50 and 75 gold on the low end. and it can go all the way up to like 100 gold apiece. So, in order to turn in that quest, we would be giving away 4,000 gold. And I've done it one time only because I absolutely needed it, because it had a recipe that I wanted, and but unless it gives me some reward that is outstanding, there's no way I'm going to do that one. Okay, so here we are.
Greetings.
Let's see. I'll just go to the Temple of Akunda. Okay, now as I said, what time we're flying, I can go over this. But reputation. If you noticed here, I'm almost to revered with Zandalari Empire. I'm working on getting revered with Vol'dun, the Tortillan Seekers, the Honor-Bound Talangi Expedition, and I'm friendly going toward Honored with the Champions of Azeroth. Now, the great part here is, first of all, you're going to automatically want to be revered or all the way up to exalted if possible with each one of these. Now, if you're Alliance, you're going to have different ones. But the reason being, if I can, I believe I still have it equipped. Let me take a look. Don't know why I was doing that. Okay, Honor-Bound Vanguard Chainmail. The chest piece here, I believe it was the back. Okay, yes. See, here it says requires Honor-Bound Honored. Now, for each different setting that we have, for example, you know, Honored, Revered, Exalted, you're going to get more gear and different gear from each one. So, you know, for example, when I hit Revered, I can go automatically to my Honor-Bound vendor and get a new piece of gear. Now, I believe at Exalted, it does give me, I want to say 350 gear. It may even be higher than that, but I believe it is 350. So let's go ahead. For some reason, it shows I'm in battle, and it drops off just perfect timing. Okay, look. Can't pace this up. Definitely also, guys, when you're out and you're doing quests or you're doing your world quest or whatever, always take the time to do your professions, because they definitely are a moneymaker. Now, right now, I'm going to more or less just run around, do the world quest that give me items that I can use. Okay, and then as the night goes on, after the stream is ended, I'll go ahead and take care of doing the ones I need for my emissaries, if I don't have them all completed what time on stream. Okay, so we are very close to this one. If I didn't keep running into herbs and ore, it would be a lot quicker. But definitely I'm not going to complain, because I've made quite a bit of gold on the
You.
herbs
I wish to collect
and
samples of this rare
ore
desert
so
bloom.
far.
Please assist me.
Let's go ahead and see what this one is. Assist Kiro.
Speak for
Okay, Kiro. So this is actually
I nearly got the sample I
a
need.
very aggravating world quest if you're doing it solo, but looks like I have quite a few people here doing the same quest, so it makes it a lot easier that way.
Look out!
Okay, looks like we have several coming into live stream. Who have we got? Speak up, tell me who you are, where you're from. Hopefully we have some regulars, and as always, definitely we like to have new people. Hey, Data 3, how's it going? Pop off my cooldowns on this.
I need to target something first.
Okay, so it is a upgrade. The ring is. So, but I'm gonna wait until I get all the other ring quests done and see what ones are the best upgrade for me. Okay, so next we're heading on over to Nazmir, which I might as well just ride down the path here. That's kind of an odd one, that the two quests that I was after are so close together, but always a good thing. Data 3, how's your leveling going? I know you, I believe, was leveling a hunter. If I'm not mistaken, it was a Tauren hunter, if I'm remembering right. I know that when we talked the last time, I believe you was, in your 30s? How's your character going now? And how are you liking the way it's all set up now? I know that you played years ago and then you was away for a while, so I know that things have to have changed for you quite a bit. How are you? Are you liking the changes that they've made, or not so much? Restarted a paladin, okay. Human paladin, or a alliance, or a horde. Level 46. Wow, man, for you to just have restarted, you're pretty well rocking it.
Heart of Azeroth to mend them.
Enjoy it. Don't seem as social as I remember. Blood Elf. Okay.
Hey, that's too far away.
Yeah, Data 3, but that is one thing I do have to agree with you on. Years ago, it was a whole lot more social. People would be riding by and see somebody, in trouble, or see somebody, killing something, and they would literally stop and help out. Or if someone had a question in live chat, or trade chat rather, people would stop, take the time to help a player out and to answer the question. Nowadays, you don't see that as often as you used to. Nowadays, it's more a... I don't want to say it's a solo game, because it's not. I mean, there's a lot of the stuff that we do, but there is no way we could do solo. You know, the raids, the dungeons, and so on. But for the most part, when it comes right down to the process of leveling, unless you have a friend that's leveling a character and pretty well in the same zone as you, or same level bracket as you, for the most part, you do end up doing a good bit of it alone. Okay, so got these two here to kill. So was you just not liking the, I believe it was a hunter, but you told me before, or was you just more wanting to play a paladin?
I don't have a time.
Okay, yeah, we don't want to. Yeah, we'll go ahead and try to kill this guy. He may end up killing us, but hold on 1 minute, guys. Hello? Hello? I'm doing okay. Let me call you back later. She's okay. I'll call you back later. Okay. Love you. Bye. Okay. Bye. Okay, guys. Sorry about that. I am back. You can always count on the phone to ring at least one time in a live stream. Okay, can't decide what to use my level boost on. Got bored with the hunter and missed hacking things with a sword. Well, are you more DPS, or are you more into the tank aspect of the game? Because if you're into DPS, I would highly suggest going ahead, and if you're into DPS, a warrior, Fury Warrior, they are absolutely great. Gives you the ability to dual wield two-hand weapons. So, I mean, I don't know if you knew that. I know, but when you was here and played before, you couldn't do that, I don't believe. But now you can dual wield a two-hand weapon. So that's a plus. Especially if you're like me. That's my thing. I've always been one that I enjoy DPS. You know, I don't. A lot of people, my warrior, and I've had the same warrior since 2004. A lot of them always told me, "Oh no, man, go tank, go tank. If you go tank, you'll love it. You'll get into raids a lot more, and not only will you get into raids, but you'll just love the game more." And I did try, but I don't know. It was not for me. I'll just say it that way. Okay, let's see. Okay, so I got a lot of running on this one to do. Always ended up being a rogue in the past. I'll try a warrior out too. Yeah, definitely try one out before you waste your free boost, because you never know, it might might be one that you absolutely love playing, and that will be your main, or it could be one that you try and just it's not for you. Me personally, I don't know. For years, when I first started the game, I played nothing but a warrior. Nothing but. And then, after a few years, I started looking around the end, actually, or middle of it, at least, of vanilla. I started thinking, if I can make this much gold and buy the things I need with one character, what can I do with, say, two? And I started my my hunter back then. And next thing you know, I guess branching out, and now I have one of every character, every class, every race on both factions. Now, not all of them are max level yet. Obviously, I'm just now getting my hunter to 120 and trying to get him geared out. But so are you interested in like I'm assuming you like to DPS, since you said you like to hack things with swords. And you remember how it used to be the warrior, you know, they could do a lot of damage with that one two-handed sword, and they did extremely well on the killing things, but the swords was always so slow, or you know, most of them was back in the day. Now the swords are not as slow, and you do extreme DPS.
I agree with
okay, looks like somebody already killed what I'm looking for here. Hopefully the respawn is not too awful long. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I enjoy DPS. I've tried tanking a bit with my paladin, and it's not bad. Well, see, I guess for me, the one thing that made the tanking aspect not be for me, when I started out, I was in a guild called Is a Living Legend. Well, prior to that, shortly before that, actually, I was in a guild called it was something Warriors. I want to call, say, Mandrian Warriors or something of that nature. And the guild leader just so happened to be the raid leader, and also the main tank. His wife just so happened to be the main heals. And as you can imagine, you know, they always have that secondary tank, right? Well, that was me at that point. And the secondary tank would get gear only when the main tank, which again was the guild master, only when he had already had it. Okay, and then I got in Is a Living Legend on Alexstrasza, and they totally went, I don't know, they just did some very weird methods as well, because the way they was doing it, if, you know, the guild master, he had like 7 alts, and the Guildmaster's wife had about 8 alts. They parked all 7 or 8 of the alts out front. Okay, all 7 or 8 of them out front of each and every raid that we was going to do. Well, if a piece of gear dropped, you know, back then you had master loot. Now we don't. But if a piece of gear dropped, he would funnel it to her or her to him, you know, and there you go. So it made it a lot more difficult. In fact, I got more gear doing the I got more gear straight up doing pickup groups than I did anything else with that setting. Let's see here. Headpiece. Don't hurt to go ahead and try this one. You never know. I have a couple pieces that are, I believe they're calling them Titan Forges again. But anyway, for me, I've always been a DPSer. You know, I did DPS Warrior, as the old saying goes. I was a DPS Warrior before DPS Warriors was cool. I had people telling me, I mean, literally, my guild master, for one, would tell me straight up, no, you're not going to the group unless you're tanking. You know, you're not, we don't want DPS warriors. DPS warriors are awful. They don't have a place in this guild. So, you know, I still played DPS, but in order to go in and get the gear I needed, I would have to tank. It's just never been one of my favorite things.
I need a touch.
Okay,
Fight
so
like the
the helmet
of legend.
was not an
Impressive.
upgrade. So let's see if it, at least did it help me on any of my... Okay, well, at least I'm assuming it was a Tenenji expedition. So let's go ahead and head on back over to the flight path and head to the next spot here. Now, like I said, guys, this will be a shorter setup, a shorter live stream today. We've been gone most of the day, and to be honest with you, I didn't want to leave the stream, leave it go. And believe it or not, my 76-year-old father-in-law is tuned in watching the live stream today. So I guess he will now be, according to what we're thinking now, and he's saying he actually wants to start playing WoW. So, which is odd because my dad plays it already. So I guess I'll have both my father-in-law and my dad playing the game. Now, the odd part is my father-in-law was always one that I would have never figured for a gamer. But then, too, my dad was the same way. My dad was always one that would tell you, quit wasting your time, get off the game and go do something constructive. But now, he plays it, he enjoys it. And, yeah, so things have definitely changed. So, but data 3, but boost now goes to 110, correct? So you would, once you figure out what you're going to boost, you'll be straight into the Battle for Azeroth content. Also, guys, be sure to stick around later on this evening. I do have a video that I am going to release. I've already got it ready to go. All I got to do is hit a few buttons and it will be live. So definitely check back in for that video. Where the heck is the flight path? Okay, well, that answers my question.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see here.
See you around, friend.
Yep, which I might go back and do the Legion stuff, though. Data 3, if you've not played through, I'm going to give you a personal suggestion. I would highly suggest not using your boost on your very first character that you're leveling through. Okay. Unless you're absolutely, as they say, hell-bent on getting it done quick, I would not suggest using it on that at all right now. And the reason being, you want to experience everything. You've got Legion, and Legion was a very, very good expansion.
Hey,
Matter of fact, it was one of the better expansions we've had in a while. So I would highly suggest playing through, let's say on your Paladin, go ahead and level him up. If you decide that, hey, I've been playing 5 different characters, my Paladin is not going to be my main, at least you've got another character that you can go ahead, level, and use as a moneymaker. Because my way of looking at it is, if you, let's say you was to level right now, go ahead and boost your Paladin. Okay, you're going to skip all the things that you're going to experience in Legion and Warlords of Draenor and so on. And there's a lot of content for those expansions. A lot of content. Now, I do have to say that Blizzard has, they keep outdoing themselves when it comes to the graphics. Because, I mean, look at these graphics here. The trees look absolutely real, and so does the grace and everything. I mean, it's awesome work that they've done on the graphics. Let's go ahead and knock this one out of the way. It's very close, so that's a good
These
thing.
feathered vipers are known for their aggressive infestations.
Okay.
But this is getting out of
Feathered
hand.
Viper
Destroy
egg
the eggs
destroyed,
to keep
and
their
I need to
population
destroy
in check.
20. That's one. Okay, apparently as you kill the
I need a touch.
that don't make any sense, but, or at least not to me, but apparently as you're killing the ones that pop out of the egg, you get points for killing another egg. Yeah, that's why I haven't used it yet. Never did Warlords either. Now, Warlords of Draenor, I will be the first to tell you, if you've not already been told by somebody else by now, Warlords of Draenor has a lot of content, but not a lot of fans. Not very many people liked it at all. Just, to be very blunt. A lot of people just felt that Warlords was, I don't know, I guess too stressful, too whatever. And they didn't like it at all. But I didn't mind it. Now, the one that I minded the most, I guess you could say, the one that I did not like as much was Mr. Pandaria. Mr. Pandaria, to me, I don't know.
You be trying to feel death, man?
I just never thought that we would have a game where people run around as a panda bear, Now, there's a lot of people who play them. I have a couple of my own, but I don't play them as much. And quite honestly, I don't know. I'm not a panda person. For the most part, it's just not my thing. Okay, Okay, this quest is a little bit more detailed than I thought it would be. Let's go ahead and... Okay. If you had to pick so far, Data 3, now you mentioned that, if I'm correct, I think you said that Mr. Pandaria was when you played last. Up to and including the one that you played before you quit. Which was your favorite expansion? Because, I'll be honest with you, I've always been a die-hard fan of vanilla. Vanilla was my thing. It was where I wanted to play, and in all honesty, it's probably where I will play a good bit when vanilla opens up again. But overall, if I had to pick one other than vanilla, I would have to say that my other favorite would have to be Legion. Oh yeah, me too. I'm a huge fan of classic. Vanilla was, it was. And see, I don't know, I guess for me that's one thing that I don't understand, because so many people are anti-vanilla. They don't like it, they don't want it, they think it should not be, allowed, and so on and so on. And as they say, to each their own, but, the thing that I liked about it the most was that in vanilla is where we all learn. Okay, we didn't just jump on and say, I'm going to battle for Azeroth today, I've never played the game. I don't know anything about it, so let's go straight to Battle for Azeroth. If we had, Battle for Azeroth would be torture. But we didn't. Okay, we started out in vanilla. Vanilla is where we learned what the game was all about. I mean, where did Vitorin come from? Where did the Blood Elves, which Blood Elves wasn't in vanilla, but you know, it's where we all started, I guess, is what I'm getting at. And in the long run, I personally think, and this is what I've told many, many, many people, if you're a diehard fan of WoW and you've never played vanilla, I mean, you've got to at least try it. You know, that's my way of looking at it. You've got to at least try it. When me and my wife first got together, there was just some things that I did not enjoy doing. Did not enjoy eating it, or I didn't think I'd like it, that kind of thing. And one of the things that she told me, she said, well, try it. If you don't like it, we don't have to do it anymore. And 99% of the foods that she, was talking about are now one of my favorites. So, for me, the people who have never tried vanilla, they don't know what they're missing. And I had one guy say, well, we played through vanilla no matter what. Even if we start now, we still play through vanilla. No, you play through, and don't take this wrong, they play through a watered down version of vanilla. Because the vanilla that me and you and others played was not available for them. It was gone. So they have no idea what it was like. So, how are you guys? What are your thoughts about the new professions? The way it's all broke down. Personally, I am loving it.
Their numbers are recovering quickly.
I think that it's one of the best things that they could have done for the game. I do. I think that it makes it easier because, for example, you want to learn to make an item that was from Wrath of the Lich King. Then you go ahead, let's say it's blacksmithing. You learn blacksmithing. You go straight to a trainer in Wrath of the Lich King. You train to do Wrath of the Lich King blacksmithing. You level up those 75 points, and now you can make whatever you wanted from that expansion. And personally, I would highly suggest anybody who has not already, I would suggest doing each and every one. Now, don't get me wrong, it's not required, it's not mandatory. They don't force you to do it. But the reason I say what I would is there's so many things out there that people want from each expansion. For example, and I know this is not one that you can craft and sell, but I'm going to use it for example. Shadowmourne. Okay, let's say you could make it. Well, do you know how much gold you would make from somebody who wanted Shadowmourne if you could make it and sell it to them? It would be hugely profitable. Data 3, you, in the past when you played, you said, I believe you told me that you had played Alliance mostly. How are you liking the Horde side? Okay, so now we go to, or did I already go to Nesmere? I guess I did. Okay, so now we are heading to, let me go ahead and fly, it makes it easier. Yeah, it is. It's a very fun story.
High mountain stands.
And
Look to the sky.
that's something I'm going to try to get into more, is the lore behind the game. And I'm going to make some videos on lore, speculation of, what is to come. But, and I know that me starting out with lore, it's going to be a touch and go kind of thing. There's going to be a lot of it that I get wrong or whatever. But it is something I've been looking into. Now, what do you think about the old gods? Have you watched the Warbringer? I think it's Warbringer Ashera. Because we are going to be going against N'Zoth. One of the old gods, N'Zoth, we are going to go against. Now, throughout Battle for Azeroth, you'll see them talking about another old god, Cthulhu. So, I would almost bet that this expansion, throughout the expansion, we are going to have at least one old god that we go up against. If I was a betting man, I would say that is going to be N'Zoth. And I would say that the next expansion is going to be very heavily old god. Oh man, you got to watch it. It is absolutely awesome. You don't realize just how, or I know I didn't, just how the storyline behind Ashera. I did not realize it myself up until